All right. Been asked a couple of people. I know it's going to start getting cold here shortly. And I've had some people ask me, what do I, what do I wear when it gets cold outside? We live, or I live in the southeast, and we don't get that super. It doesn't get like living in Canada or whatever kind of cold, but we have like a. It's humid here, so when it gets cold outside, the humidity stays in the air, and it's a wet cold, and it just you just get bone. It you just get chilly. I know when I was a runner too, it was hard to stay that core state because it was just damp. The air was just it never got warm. So and anyway, Donald, this is for you in particular, but I'm gonna start. And again, before some people go out and ride when it's all year long. Some people ride inside. I'm one of those people that I ride outside pretty much the entire year. Um, some people are built different. Some people aren't built different. It just depends on how you handle the cold. Some people can go out and wear nothing and they're fine. Some people gotta. But the whole thing is, it's like an onion. You want to be able to take the stuff off as you warm up. Don't just put one big giant jacket on. That doesn't work because when you take the jacket off, you got nothing on. So you want to layer, 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 and that's when it gets really cold outside. But there's a piece I left off, but I'll mention it. I'm gonna start with feet. I'm gonna work my way up. So first, um, this is a lighter weight version shoe covers to cover up your shoes, keep the wind from going in there. Pearl Izumi makes these. These are good to low 50s. I can wear these things. I mean, I shorter ride, it might be able in the high 40s, but a little brushed inside. They're not real thick. They're just mainly just they're good to cut the wind off your feet. And when it gets damp, they cut the feet don't get wet, um, or for a while, but they're great lower level kind of. You can buy these anywhere. I think REI even has these things, but good. Most people need these in their arsenal because uh, this is one you can throw on anytime, and it's kind of arrow. They're real tight on your foot, on your foot. But yeah, level one, level two. I mean, these are Bontrager ones here, neoprene, more like a diver wetsuit. These are good down in the 40s, um, comfortably. You can see how it goes on. Your foot basically is on the bottom, but you strap it, and then it's got a zipper. And these are cool because they're real tight around your ankle, so water did get on you and it rained, it doesn't run down inside of there, and then your feet get wet, you're done. But they hold off water pretty well. I've worn these in wet and they've been pretty well, but and you keep feet really warm too. And they're not super expensive. I got these on eBay. Somebody was selling them really cheap, so I bought them. But yeah, these Bontrager. I can't think of the model. They make a model below this too, but this one in particular, this is a good one to have. Just covers all the bases. Level two, level three. Pearl Izumi makes these bigger. These are when it really um, low 40s, 30s. I've worn these in high 20s, and my feet have been fine. And also, they make socks, merino wool socks that you can wear. Then you put your shoe on, then you put these on, and your feet stay relatively warm. It's over that hour-ish, or what kind of effort you're putting out on your ride. If you're on a really hilly training ride where you stay warm the whole time, not so much. If you got a lot of this, you're going to get cold eventually. So, but these are good when it gets really cold, and they've done real well. It's Thinsulate or Primaloft. I don't know what, but they're warm. You can see they're kind of almost blanket line, but they're a little thicker. Looks more like a boot, but aerodynamics is not something you're going for when you're trying to stay warm. I mean, come on, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But this is level three. All right, as we move up, always wear a base layer. I've had this forever. This, you put this on first. This is what takes the moisture off your body, because if you stay wet here, you're never going to warm up. You want to pull that. Nike makes a good one. This is an Adidas one I used to run in. All the major bike clothing make a nice. I love a sleeveless one because I can put my arm warmers on it. They don't catch on the sleeve. But yeah, this, you've got, once it gets chill, you've got to have one of these. You've got to, and then you can put your jersey on it. There's layer one, like I said, the onion, pink jersey, and so on and so forth. Base layer jersey, which I'm not going to explain. People, this is where it gets a little pricey, but this is well spent money. This is called the Gaba. And basically, it's a short sleeve jacket, and it's waterproof resistant in certain areas on the front of it. So when you're down like this, these areas are windproof and water resistant to a certain extent. The back lets some of that exhaust out so you don't overheat. Fits nice and tight. Long tail on the back so you get overspray. It's got two big pockets in the back. Yeah, these are expensive, but this is it's Gore-Tex Infinium, I think is what this has got in it. But this is, if you do want one of these, message me or leave a comment and I'll explain how these are sized. You got to be careful with these, but well money spent. I can wear this down into like the 40s. The arm warmers, and again, go back to that base layer jersey, this, arm warmers, there's your onion. So middleweight kind of, and when it gets damp, this is great. This thing will hold off water for like 45 minutes, an hour, and you don't get wet under it. It's amazing. But then when it gets cold, here's another, again, this is the Alpha ROS2 jacket Castelli makes. This piece of clothing, and you'll pick it up and go like, there's no way this thing is warm when I'm talking like I've worn this in the 20s and I'm warm, but it's got a neat thing where this zips up here and you can open the outside up, or you can unzip the middle and close the outside. So you can adjust however you want to. It's got two big pockets in the back, but this thing's amazing. Stops the wind. It is absolutely amazing. These are pricey, but again, you're paying for what you get. You want to go out there and you want to ride. Sometimes you got to pay up. And yes, the Alpha ROS2. I don't know if they still make this jacket. They may have something else they've made. It's the same. But look for these they'll do Black Friday sales coming up. I'm sure somebody will have these on sale. Again, message me in the bottom. I'll explain how these fit. You got to be careful when you size these, but that's here. All right, here. This is one of those pieces of clothing I highly recommend to anybody. Arm warmers. You can see I love this brand. As you can see, a lot of Pearl Izumi. Again, you can get these at REI. These are awesome. You can wear these with anything. You can take them off if it gets too warm. You can stuff them in your back pocket, put them on later. They go with anything, especially right now where it's gotten down into the into the 50s, high 40s. Throw these on with a jersey, a base layer, maybe a vest, which is the piece I left out. Just a vest, a wind vest. And all the major manufacturers, Pearl Izumi, Castelli, Pactimo, they all make a wind vest. And that's another piece that's awesome. You can wad that vest up, and I meant to put this in with the jacket part. You can wad that vest up, put it in the pocket of your jersey. When you don't need it, pull that thing out, put it on. It's got pockets in the back. You can have these on. So much interchangeability there, but I highly recommend. A vest is a huge arm warmers. Let's move down with I call it the interchangeable pieces. I don't wear these very often, leg warmers. And you can either, there's a debate on how you wear these. Do you wear them under your shorts and the shorts go over the top, or do you pull these over the over your shorts where you pull? I like them under. It just looks cleaner. It looks pro, you know, versus pulled over. I don't wear these unless it gets extremely cold. Inexpensive. This is up to you versus these. The knee warmer, which goes down right below your knee. This is my favorite. Because the shoe cover will come up and there'll be a gap like this. Not enough to, and I'm going to show you something. It'll be after this video that I put on my legs to keep them warm, but I love a knee warmer. Again, it's Pearl Zumi. They've changed this model. This is the older one. Here you can see they're all wore out. Look at them. Yeah, but a little brushed inside. They're nice, but these are great. I mean, I highly recommend. Call them knickers. Some people call them knickers. They just go right below the knee, but they cover the knee up to protect the knee because the knee doesn't get a lot of blood flow. The colder it gets, your tendons get like this, so keep them warm. Knee warmers. All right, let's go to our hands. Actually, hold on. So it's raining. Need you a cape. Can't think who makes this one. It's Endura, but this thing will wad up to like, put it near, it starts raining, pull this out, put this on. These can vary in price. It depends on if they're 100% waterproof. This one, not quite 100% waterproof, but you're comfortable unless it's like a massive torrential downpour. You're going to get wet eventually, but I highly recommend one of these, especially again, if you're going out riding all the time, you've got to have one of these. All right, hands. Actually, one more thing before. Neck warmer, you know, put it on. You pull it over your head and put it on, and it comes up to here, and you can pull it up. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. When it gets where the wind chill is a problem, your face will suffer. But see, wear glasses, that'll cover up that so much. But you've got this area right here, it just gets absolutely blasted. But you can pull this up like this to cover yourself up, and it's stencil it. No wind gets through this thing at all. It's amazing. Then you just pull it down, covers your neck. And this is what you'll put on when it starts getting where it's got some chilly air. Might go down that jacket a little bit. To put this on under the jacket. Bontrager, I think. But everybody makes one of these. You can buy one of these. It's easy, but hands is an interesting topic because my hands, I guess years and years and years of probably not wearing gloves, my hands they start hurting when it starts getting really cold. Other people, maybe I'll go out no problem, but I start with, this is the Perfettos Castelli. I don't know if they still make these. Very lightweight glove, but surprisingly, these have Gore-Tex as well. 45, maybe 50, 40, you know, in that area right there. But you know, the palms have a little bit of a grippy, you know. But these are good. It's Perfetto model, level 1. Then you jump up to 40s, and these are neat because they zip up and cover up around the wrist up here, so that nothing can get in. Like I said, 40s. It's weird because sometimes I'll take 2 pair and I'll put them in my pocket because things may change. It could get colder. It could rain. We don't know. But this is one of those kind of in between. I can't think of the model. Yeah, but that's that PrimaLoft insulation in it. And we're going to get a little cold. Actually, rain, neoprene gloves. If it's not 30 degrees and raining, if it's 50s and it's raining and you want your hands to stay dry and be able to grip, these are great to have. The only thing is they're so hard to get off when they get wet, but these are made for cycling here. But neoprene, hands stay dry, like a diver's wetsuit. You can see I've kind of over gloved. It's my hands, but these are great to have too. Then we'll do, okay, these are the Estremo. Start getting to where it starts getting. These go down, they say the high 20s. Definitely 30s. These are great. They're a little bulkier. Again, these are made for cycling. Little bulkier. It's kind of a cool thing with the Velcro strap. Kind of nice tight around your wrist. These are good. I don't wear these unless I just don't care about the bulky big glove. And they say this is their coldest weather glove. I beg to differ, but it goes down your 30s definitely. You're fine. Then they make another one. I can't remember the model names of these things, but this is the same glove, a lot more streamlined. They zip up like those other ones did. It's so nice. You want to look at your watch or something, you can just it opens up a little bit. But these are amazing. Gore-Tex, PrimaLoft insulate, and you pick them up and you're like, there's no way these things they work great in the 30s. Hands are good. You can touch your phone. You know, it's touch screen, and but that's that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else I really try to cover your head. There's cycling caps for when it's not as cold. Then you've got ones that are windproof that go over and they cover up have a little bill on them just in case it rains. It's inside. I meant to bring it out, but that's something when it starts getting, especially like me, you don't have any hair, you gotta start putting the cap on because your head gets cold. Yeah, I think that's everything for me. I mean, it's just so interchangeable, these clothing. And the onion, just think of the onion. You want to be able to, and you can stuff all that in the jacket, or you can take it back out and put it back on. You know, it depends, but this is all work for me. Now, if I lived up north, this lineup would be completely changed. You know, it's wetter, Pacific Northwest, it's wetter. The clothing would change, but being here in the Southeast, this works just fine for me. And the biggest thing is you got to get out and get used to it. When it starts getting cold, you need to get out there and get used to it. Just like the heat, you got to get out there and get used to it. I mean, that's a no-brainer, because if you try to go out there unless you adapted to it, it's like altitude. You just can't go ride 10,000 feet. You'll be passed out on the side of the road. You've got to adapt to it. And once you adapt to it and have that mindset that it's really not that cold, and you're out doing something a lot of people aren't doing. That's the cool thing. You'll get cars that go by and they're looking at you like, oh my God, this guy's nuts. But you're out getting it in or whatever. And the biggest thing, remember this also, is don't put too much on. What I do is I go outside before I leave out and I'll stand in it, maybe 5 minutes, just kind of stand out in it and see, okay, if I'm doing this, I probably got enough on. If I'm nice and toasty warm, you're going to burn up. But if you got enough on where you're a little bit chilly, you're going to warm up when you start riding. So, but if you're just enough, same when I was a runner, it's like when I'm a little chilly, I'm good. And you have things you can take off, you're golden. But it's that biggest thing is do not put too much on, because you will sweat, you'll get cold, that ride will end. But anyway, talk to you later. Any comments, leave them below, and I'll see you later.